Good morning. This is Brene Flanoy, art teacher by day, portrait painter at night, paint party instructor on the weekend. We need to revise that. That's the new year. I got to come up with a remix because I've been using that for the past couple of years. But I still am an art teacher. All right. In a few weeks, it will be actually 23 years here in Indianapolis as an art teacher for Indianapolis Public Schools. Absolutely. It's been an interesting ride. I've met a bunch of amazing little people and co-workers. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Now, some of the days and some of the experiences, yes, here they are for a whole penny. Take them away. Matter of fact, I'll give them to you for free. But some of them are priceless. You could never rip them from me. Well, anyway, enough to do about that. Let me make sure I got my why isn't it sharing? I thought I had the right screen, y'all. No, I didn't. So there we go. That's what we're painting. Let me flash that up real big again. We are painting Happy New Year. Okay, a nice cup of it. All right. Make sure you have some joy and you have it ready to share. So let me go ahead and flip you guys around here and I'm ready to paint. Okay. Now, this is not in the freebie file, but there are some other cutie pies in the freebie file. Let me show you a couple of them. But you know what? I'm going to probably have to stop doing the freebie file because I have people. Now, this one is no longer in there. This one I'm going to push this one over to my shop. So I know folks over here on TikTok, man, they're on TikTok. They are not thinking about let me flip TikTok around. All right. They are not thinking about getting off of this. Let me make sure I mirror that as well. All right, we have everybody, and now we're ready to get started. Okay, all right, so here we are. So let me show you. I've got some goodies now. This one is a little cutie pie. All right, this one is a little cutie pie. That's over in the freebie file right now. You join, you print, and you paint. Where do you go, you say? All right, this is where you go. Right, this is where it is right here. All right, even the portrait designs are still there, right? I love portraits. You're going to see more of them, and I'm going to keep those inside of the look at this. All right, just cute. It's over there. It's there. Now, this one that we did paint the other day, and I'm looking for it. This one that we painted. Did we paint this one? No, we didn't paint this one. This one is in the freebie file. This one that we painted, if it's not in the art room yet, now there's a free level and then there's a paid level to the art room. This one is in there. You can grab that at the free level. This one, I'm trying to see whether or not I'm going to put this up there for my paint party business owners. Maybe because this one is delicious. This one is delicious right here. So yeah, I've got lots of good things and we're going to keep a lot of good things coming your way. Honey, we are creating at the speed of light, but we just have to take time out of our creating process to actually get it ready and available to you. So without further ado and without coffee. Okay, without coffee, we're going to move forward. Okay, so I am ready to paint here. We've got our design printed out, ready to go. And as you know, this is what I use. This is not fancy stuff. Okay. Is this still flipped? This, you know what? When I looked at the replay a little bit, it was flipped. And I don't know why, y'all. No, you know what? It's flipped somewhere in. Let me go to the settings. Camera. It is flipped inside of this camera because I've had. No, I don't want to mirror my camera. Leave me alone. Why does that go there automatically? Anyway, I think we fixed it because it was totally backwards during the whole thing. Let me hold this up. Yep, you should be able to read it. Yep, you should be able to read it. And now we're ready to rock and roll. Because I cleared the cache of everything but I didn't think it would go internally inside of my StreamYard setup and reconfigure, but it did, y'all. That was news to me. Anyway, you know what? There's nothing wrong with my water, but I still want to go pour this out and get some fresh. All right. I keep my water nice and clear in here. Let me raise you guys back up over here. And then I'm going to tilt you down. Okay. There we go. And then I'll bring you close. I'm going to go ahead and get some fresh water. Talk amongst yourselves. And if you haven't gone to get any of my goodies out of my join, print, and paint folder, you need to. All right. Let me look over at you and do my teacher voice. You need to go ahead. My suggestion is to go on in there and get something good out of there. All right. Let me clean out my water. We're ready. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's that day, isn't it? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We are ready. I'm excited. I've been up. I don't know. What time did I get up? About 11 o'clock. I just crashed out after about 6:30 or so. I just was knocked out. But then I got on back up and now I am ready to work. Let me make sure the level of the music is decent, not too loud, and we're ready to paint. I don't know if there's going to be a long after class today, y'all. I don't know. Okay, we're ready. I think you guys can see here, and let me flip out. Why is that flipped? This is Banana Town. Okay, I think we're okay now. Good gracious of the life. Here we go. We are ready, right? How exciting. How cute is that? So we're going to handle the background first. And I do have my acrylic paint that, you know, if we have time, we'll go over the snowflakes like we did on this one at the end with some of the acrylic paint. Okay. All right, just so you know, it's there. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Got some clean, fresh water. I'm gonna put my brushes in the water just to make sure that they're clean and ready to go. Because sometimes when I get busy on live, I'll forget that step. All right. Here we go. That is fresh and ready to go. And we're going to go on with our, see, this is about a 1/2 inch filbert. Not too big, not too small, but it does a good job. Okay. And we're just going to put a lot of water back here. We'll go outline all of the main characters here. Close, but not too close. And we want to really infuse the paper with some water. We're going to go around the star. You want to get close, but not too close because the water will kind of seep in there. All right, we got a couple of areas over here, and I'm adding a little bit of water back here. Now I'm going for the blue paint. All right, wherever the water was that you put before, it's like a little path, and we're going right to the edge here. And you got to do this part pretty quick because, like I said, this is not watercolor paper. This is that index card paper. And it'll handle it, but it is not designed to handle it. Okay? So it gets a little upset. Right? Makes me realize that I'm asking maybe too much of it. And then it stops. Okay? Gets a little stubborn. But, we keep it moving. All right, so we're knocking out a bunch of the white just so we can just deal with all of the other visual elements that are here that will make your heart come alive. All right, we are close in here and around And I probably should get my other brush, and I will, because I know I'm doing a little bit too much right here. Let me go ahead and wiggle that on around up in there to get rid of the white. Now, this may be a little bit darker than the surrounding areas, but we will, we will survive. Let me get a little bit of water here and come right on around. And taking time out right away at the beginning to do this part right here just helps set up the whole design. You don't have to wonder what it's going to look like with the backdrop. You already know because you've already handled that part. Sometimes you want to put the backdrop in last. And I didn't put a frame around this one. I don't know if you noticed lately, I have been putting a little bit of a frame around just to, make sure I have some parameters in where everything is going. All right, so blocking that all in. You could do this easily with acrylic paint as well, but I'm in my watercolor era, y'all. It is what it is. And yes, you will see some things with acrylic paint. Right now, this is motion. All right, let me go in here. And when these little teeny areas right here. And then we're ready to do some other things. All right, let me check the time. Okay. Technically, we've got 8 more minutes, but this is going to take a little longer than 8 minutes, I do believe. So today, because I am still on winter break, I'll stay over a little bit. And we'll go ahead and knock it on out in this one setting. Okay, yep. We got to go in here. A couple more little negative space. Those are those little holes that are there. And I tell my little people, they know what a lot of these terms are. They understand that they've experienced it, but they may not know to call it this particular term. And I let them know that they know a lot more than what they realize, but they're always learning, just like I am. And boy, their little eyes get big when I say, I'm not the most talented person in the room.
Hi there.
That's my alarm. That I'm the one with the most experience, the one with the most talent. Because baby, we got some little talented people. They're just little. All right, we have tried to get into some of these little nooks and crannies right here, and I think we've got them all. I think we're good. I think we have covered them all, but let me hold this up so I can see. Yeah. All right, that's coming along. That is coming along. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. Now, let's see. What do we attack next? I think I'm gonna go here. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit of. You know what? I think I'm going to add a little bit of purple. Just a slight bit of a purple tinge to it. Not a lot. Just a little bit. And we got to practically dig down to the bottom of the bowl to get out any purple pigment. I don't know if I just got a bad batch, y'all. I don't know. Somebody please tell the makers of one of my favorite teaching tools that we may need. I don't even want a refund. Just let me pay you for. So we made that a little bit on that violet side. Okay. So let me hold this up over here. Just a little bit. And you can always take the design and make it what you want. That's the good thing about these things. All right, we will stick with the yellow and the orange here. I hope I'm not going up here too soon because my background is still very, very wet. And this is why for the wet on wet, it's good for these thick lines. All right, we got that yellow one up in there to shine bright and delicious. And then while I'm doing that, I can go right on over here and grab a little bit of this orange. Let me get some of the yellow out. Let me go ahead and wet this up here. All right. Give this a little bit of a drink of water so that it will flow out pretty good. All right. And here we go. Go right over here. And this is what I call art with some training wheels on it. And we know what it's about. We love it. You know, there was a time in my art room, oh no, we're not using a worksheet, baby. No. But it's a good teaching tool. It's fun and something relatable. I have it twisted on it. Yes, I could have been twisted. Let me get my little tissue out of the way. Not my tissue, but my little paper towel cleaner upper. Let me get that out of the way. And while I'm making decisions on my next little move here, I think I'm going to add just a smidge of the brown down here. Just a smidge. Could be a little chocolate. Could be a little vanilla. Not vanilla. Peach. That's what I call the kids. Little peachies. All right. Let's make sure we got a little bit of water to move this along. All right. Here we go, y'all. I'm going to add a little bit more down here. All right, so we got a little bit of color going on. Not a whole lot, but we got a little bit going on. All right. And now we're going to keep going. You could make any of this, any color. If it's going in your home, you could switch out for the whole month of January. Switch out a painting every week. You have a couple of frames around that you could switch out. Okay, the designs are 8 by 10, but of course this is just a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 inch paper. And like I said, this is not the fancy stuff. This is just regular. I'm trying to see if I can get the 65 pound. Let me see if I can focus it. 65. Is this working, y'all? 65 pound cardstock out of the grocery store. Okay. How many sheets is this? 75 sheets. All right, if you get into the art room, them 75 sheets will last you probably the whole year. And that's including you doing your own thing with some of the others. What was that? I don't know. Oh, was that $6, $7? Oh, Lord, here I go. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me apologize. It's about maybe $7. How about that? Oh, it came out. Oh, my goodness. And then this is where the classroom would erupt. 6, 7. Oh, Lord. But I painted it yesterday, though. And my son is like, no, Mom, please don't do that. I said, son, it's the word of the year, okay? It's the word of the year, son. I'm painting it, okay? All right, so this is what we're doing. We're wishing you a happy new year. And we're going to keep going here. It is 6:59, and I know I'm slated 6:40 to 7. The rest of it is going to be after hours. Let's see, I need to test it out on my index card, and I still have yet to clean the studio out, y'all. I had to clean out my brain first because it's the end of the year. You know, you're trying to plan and make things happen. Oh, this is a lot of water up in here. Let me lean over so I can make sure that we are watching where this is going. Okay, so we're already out of the lines, and we're okay with it. We're just going to walk on with it. If anybody has anything to say when you get out of the lines, just tell them, you know, obviously they need something else to do. All right, we're just going to go right on in here with whatever it is that we have. We're just filling in these shapes. And right here, because I know I don't have a lot of pigment left. And then that will help me with the shading of the bow in a moment. Okay, so as you see, it goes along pretty quickly. And so I'm going to say this design is probably going to take me about, 30, 40 minutes, something like that. And so if it takes me as the instructor just painting straight without doing a whole bunch of teaching, about you double that time. For those of you that are watching and you are thinking, okay, well, I could do it. Yes, you can. It just may take a little bit longer because you may be taking a little bit more care. I am moving along at a pretty good clip and just taking a little more time doesn't make it bad. You're just making it more yours. That's all. Take your time. Here we are. You're coming through here, adding a little bit of shading with another coat of red, and I got a little bit more pigment in there. Let me come back over here because I know I'm missing some spaces. And I like to use the very tip of the brush. I don't know where we at here. The very tip of the brush, like it's a colored pencil, okay? Just using the very tip right there. All right, let me hold it up over here. Let me take a look because this helps me see too. Honey, bless you, whoever that was. Honey, hearts over here. Bless you. Thank you. I still don't know the benefit of it all. But we're gonna learn how to play the TikTok game. All right. We're gonna go on down here and do this ribbon. Let me get some. This will probably just come on down here with a little bit of water first. It's gonna take me a minute to get all the way down. So now I'll go back into the little red. That'll help it flow on down. Lean over a little bit. Well, let me go back up. Okay. We'll do the other layer up underneath, and then we'll go back, do a little bit of shading. Get a couple spots that we missed. We'll go in here. We missed some of the blue. We did. Now you can see that I do like their red. I like their red. I like their black. I like their brown. You too. Well, all right. I think that means that I have some posts going out. Oh, is it 7? Yeah. I can't remember. But no, sometimes those are posts from other people coming in too. All right, so there we go. We have gone outside of the lines for real. Okay. All right, I'm just touching up some of the white spots that I am noticing before I move on to the next part here. All right. Now, some of the fine arts principles that will come into play would be thinking about the light and the shadow. I think I have this light on a little bit too much. Thinking about the light and the shadow, and maybe I can turn this one off. That will help a little bit, I think, with that extra glare there. Okay, so this is shaping up. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And I didn't realize this was a nice little gift. There's a comment over here. Let me go see. This was a nice little gift. Cornelia and Valencia, bless y'all. Oh my goodness. Yes. This was a delicious, because I think I was still, I don't know, it was still during the school season where it's like, okay, it's about to get intense. It's grade time. And then, of course, the music teacher does a fantastic Christmas program. And he does everything. He can do the decorations, the lighting, the sound. He does it all. And maybe it was just as well because I am in a different season. Not that I was ever the lighting person, but as far as some of those decorations and whatnot, that takes more time than the school day. And I'm out of that phase right now. Okay. I'm just going in here with this red. I may make it a little darker. I may not. Maybe that's cute. Let me hold this up and look at it. Oh, wait, before I do now, let me clean out my red. Let me add a little bit of a shadow up in there, and then I'll decide what color I want the sleeve. I forgot we got just a little bit more blue up in here that we need to do. All right, let me get just a little bit more blue. Let me get rid of some of the water. And it's a dance. You need enough water, you need enough paint, and you need the right amount of pressure. Okay. Let me go back up in here. All right, y'all. Oh, let me go through here. Okay, well, I guess I was supposed to have this blue over here because there's some things that I need to handle around the edges over here. The wet on wet is fine, but you might have to go touch it up a little bit, and that's okay too. That's all part of this creative process. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so I think we've handled most of the white. We've still got some lurking here. Let me work that out to the edge. Let me get a little bit more blue down here. Work that all the way out to the edge. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's go up in here a little bit. Spread that out so that wherever I put the new stuff, it won't be just like a hard crease of a line. I don't know, is that coming out right? It won't be like a hard stop right there. It'll be more of a continual. If I leave this part right here and I don't kind of blend it in a little bit, it's going to be a little bit of a crease. It's not a crease. It's going to be just like a little line. And that's the nature of watercolor. Some soak in and some spread out. And that's, once again, it depends on how much pressure, how much water, and all of that. All right, I think we're okay now. I'm going to just spread this one out down here. Could make it even darker down here. Good. That would help the snowflakes to stand out a little bit. And you know what? I'm looking across the room at the dryer. I'm not going over there to get it. Whatever we have is whatever it's going to be for this this next portion. All right, we're going inside of here. Okay, I need a little bit more pigment, a little bit more black. And as you see, I'm kind of easing into it because the black pigment is the strongest one next to the brown for these classroom paints. All right. Now, maybe I could have made it a little bit more brown because what's in your cup? What's in your cup? What's in your bowl? Are you ready to overflow? Let's see here. Now, in my head, I hear my mom singing. Now, I could hold the tune. Now, my mom could sing and she could play, but I am going to be in the choir. I will not be a soloist. Okay, just could not do it. The fear, honey, that was not my gifting. No, 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 no. Let's see. Can I get a little bit of this going right here? We're just going to just kind of hint at it just a little bit. It's delicious. Over there, let me see. Am I hinting at it a little bit? Okay, let me do that a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more. Fill my cup, let it overflow. My mom would sing that song, baby. And I could hear her now. I wish I had some more recordings. You know what? I'm not going to go real heavy with this. I'm just going to just kind of keep that orange near the corners over here. And then we're just going to fade it out a little bit. We're not going in real intense like. We're just going to keep it real gentle. Kind of like the center is like a glow. And let's go down here. Put this part in right here. And then we're going to take another look at it and see what else we need to do. I honestly do not mind the white white outfit. We could go in here and add a little something. Ooh, a little bit, maybe too much. Let's see if we can hurry up and smooth it out before it starts soaking in. Let's get a little bit more right here. Right. Oh, and that's going to be a hard edge right there because we were not mindful of this area. Ooh, that's a little much. We're just going to fade that out. Boom, 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 boom. What time is that? That's 7:12. Yeah, let's get on off here. 7:15. Call it a day. Because I know that I've got some things that I need to do on that computer. Don't want to do them. But I know. And you know how it is when you really don't want to do something. It seems to take you twice as long. Even when you say, yes, Lord, I'm going to do it. I need to add a little bit more. Oop, too much water. Need a little bit more pigment over here. Okay. Just a little bit more. So it's some things. I was trying to do this spreadsheet. Okay. The other day. Me and spreadsheets, baby. It just, I don't know. It's a trial and tribulation for me. I think that's everything. Do I want to do anything with the white? Maybe I should, because if the other white stuff is going to pop out. Okay. Let's do something really, really fast. We got the bigger brush and we're filling it up with a little bit of water. And then we're just going to do a quick wash. A little wet on wet, quick wash. Honey will serve you well. All right. And when I tell you, the little people, they love it because they see the magic of the water and the paint and the moving fast. They understand the assignment, baby. Look, Miss Roy. What am I looking at? Look, I did it. Child, I didn't have not one piece of doubt that you would do it. I knew you could handle it. Once you saw how easy it was and you've already practiced, I knew you would do it. What? I am not amazed because I knew you were already amazing. What? Get out of here. Go sit down. Keep working. So they kind of beamed quietly with pride because they saw it and then they saw it for themselves firsthand. This crazy woman ain't that crazy after all. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here we are. We're just blending. We're just having ourselves a good time blending. I am going to back this up and I'm going to add myself. I've turned these lights off now, so I don't know what's bright and what's not anymore. Let me turn this one back on so we have full infusion. And those lights make a huge difference on what you guys see. All right. So here we are. Let's see if we can get you there together. All right. Now see, the light over here is very nice. This platform over here makes it really, really nice. But over here, I don't know, I could have maybe twice as many lights and I'm still struggling over here. Let me get close. Oh, let me totally get back. There we go. Happy New Year. Thank you for this gift. Now I can go in there and do the white. And you know what? Tabitha Brown will say, hold your mule. Ah, do I have them? Okay. All right. Acrylic paint markers to the rescue. I started using these this past, was it this past summer? This past fall at a couple of make it, take it events. I don't like putting them out because if the paint is wet and they use these acrylic paint markers, it doesn't quite always work out. But it's like, you know what? Just go for it. All right. Let's see. Hopefully this one is working. Okay. Where's my clipboard? Can we put our hands on it right away? Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's go ahead. Okay. All right. So we're going to draw. It's 7:16. I already, if y'all got some place to go, what am I doing? I'm going in here and get this coffee. I'm going to go in here and do something that I don't want to do. Am I getting paint everywhere? Okay, we're going to draw upside down. Now, this would really pay off if the background were a little darker. I could go in there with another coat. Not today. Is this working? It is working. And now it would be better if it were a little darker over here. All right, what can I do? I can go get another paint marker and kind of come over it. I could probably make that blue, back down here. Listen, I'm looking too close, ain't I? Yep, I probably could have made the background a little bit darker. But the paint marker is fine, y'all. We're just going to go in here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We could have done this with a brush and some paint like we did over here. Honey, it's fun. It is really, it's hard to focus on your problems and solve a visual problem at the same time. Let me just put that out there. And like I said before, now y'all going to hear these old crazy stories because I've lived through some stuff now, but you have as well. And then your stories are going to bless somebody too. Now, when a teacher is halfway down the hallway, dropping their class off, or sometimes they don't even walk their class down the hallway. They stand at the end, make sure I peek out and I got them. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. And they're backing off, moonwalking, going backwards. They're a little out of pocket today. Hey, now listen, how you gonna walk off and leave me with these children with no further explanation? And then I have to look at them like this because they know I'm old school. I love them. But I also know that discipline works. Okay, so I look at them. I don't know what you did to that woman. Okay, let me just say this. I had nothing to do with it. Do not bring any of that foolishness in here. Oh, look. Oh, let's get to. Oh, look at that line. The line is straightening up. Now we're painting today. And if you'd like to paint, you have to come in here and be nice. Okay? You have to be nice humans. If not, you will not be able to look at the paint. You'll be not do one of them clear Huxtables. You will not be able to smell the paint. Okay? All right. They come on in. They get started. And then sometimes I'll get that music going. And then the teacher comes back to pick their students up. Is this my class? Ma'am, that's the power of the art. That is the power of the art. And that is the power of, you better get yourself together. And I better not hear another report like that from your teacher. Okay? All right. So that's who I am, y'all. That's been my life over here. And I love me some them. And they get down. They get down. All right. What we doing? I was reaching for another color before I got off ingrained on one of the loves of my life, which is that classroom. Let's see what we got going on here. I don't know, y'all. This might mess it up. Let me see. Is this the right color? Okay, we can get up in here. I don't know. Are we doing something on camera? I don't even know where we at, y'all. I don't know. We throwing something up over here. We're making a little bit more blue. Not necessarily elegant now, because your girl don't have that elegant right. And that's my mama. Okay? That's my mama. And that elegant right, that's my aunties. And that elegant writing that passed me by. Okay, thank God for the computer and the typing. So this little snowflake right here is just going to have a lot of personality. Well, we're getting off of here, y'all, because I've been up. Like I say, I've been up probably since about 11. Partying? No. I just was exhausted. Y'all, this whole little snowflake. Okay, this is what you paid for. All right? Well, we didn't pay anything, Renee. I understand. So we're going to throw a little bit of that blue down here. In that same jittery, sketchy, we just throwing it on up there, and then we can come back with that white and go over it. As some of the black is still showing through. All right. Oh, baby, this is rough here, but we did it. Ooh, we did it, honey. So adding just a little bit of that flair, and we're going on about our life. I did not add a little highlight in for the nails. We could do that. We could do lots of things. Let's see. Let me see. Is this, do we have a darker red? I don't know if it's going to be darker or not. But yeah, these little, let me see. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Ooh, I'm trying not to fall off of here. This red is not really any darker. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let's hit a few of these areas right over here. All right, that's it. Okay, you could keep on going. You could. And I know a lot of the people color with those markers. This is about the speed that you're going to see me with, other than a Sharpie outlining pencil lines. I don't really mess with markers too much. Now, me and the brush, we get down. So this is my acrylic. When I get ready to go, throw things in a bag, honey, I have to take them out of the boxes that they come in, because this is too pristine, too cute. When I get to the place, I need to be able to grab it and then drop it into my little cups. All right, that is that. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing people. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Bernaid Flournoy. I am an art teacher, elementary art teacher. I love to teach simple ways for two-dimensional flat success, okay? I rock with me a crayon, right? Right? And so I also learned a lot from this dude back in the day. Me and Bob. I love me some Bob. Hated to hear about his story. And it's something something that's so beautiful. There's that dark side, man. I don't know. Ooh. So whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever it is that you've come out of, or whatever it is that you have yet to face, that's just part of that journey. Peace to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm signing off over here first, and then I'll sign off over here, okay? So thank you for joining. The replay will be up automatically Not for you guys, but for these guys, unless you guys are going over there. All right. Yes, those paint markers, baby, they do come in clutch in some areas. Now, don't let me go over here because just off right now, I'm trying to plan out what I'm doing this month and next month. I got an overall plan, but picking the specifics, I could do 100 different paintings this month. I just have to narrow them down to 12, y'all. It's hard. Anyway, peace to you guys. Let me see. I'm trying to get to the right spot. All right.